All right, what it do, family? It's your favorite host, Mike on the mic, keeping the vibe alive till the wheels fall off. And I'm joined by...
Your favorite girl, Sacoya.
And that guy, Monte.
And welcome back to the Vibe Perspective Podcast. And this is our Vibe Perspective Podcast episode, 7.5, 6.5, 7?
Yeah,
Whatever.
7.5.
One of them, but it is our
7.7.
album review episode. This is another one that we're going to bring to you. Our previous one we did with Earth Gang. I hope you've seen that video. Go back and watch that one, and we'll put some links for you to go and watch that video, as well as any of our other recent podcasts we put out and any of the other content we got. So this time, this album review, we're going to be doing TANA Talk 4 by Benny the Butcher. Shout out to Griselda. We'll fit a Griselda's sound effect in there somewhere.
Is this our first Benny the Butcher?
No, we did Burden of Proof.
We did, yeah.
We did Burden of Proof, yeah. Last season. Yeah. Pretty good album. Really good album. I'll probably be talking more about that later down the line when we discuss this one. But yeah, TANA Talk 4. It's been some time coming. I think it was like 4 years since the previous TANA Talk installment. So Benny is looking to add another notch in his series for TANA Talk. I don't know if he's going to make another one, or if this is the last one. But this one definitely felt right in timing. It came at a perfect time, in my opinion. And before we get into the album, what did you guys think about the album, just as like face value, like when everything dropped, and kind of your first impressions?
I enjoyed the album. I'm kind of a new Benny the Butcher fan and kind of Griselda enthusiast, I'll say.
Yeah.
Aspiring Griselda enthusiast. Since I've been kind of put on to this kind of whole East Coast rap style, 'cause, you know, it's not really my cup of tea, but but yeah, I enjoyed the album overall. I think the beats were nicely selected, but the lyrics is what kind of took everything for me. And you know, rap style, Benny is always cold. Features crazy. It was pretty solid.
Honestly, yeah, it was pretty solid to me. I feel like as far as features, it was pretty much in the normal ballpark of who would feature on a Benny the Butcher album. Except for, we had J. Cole, but...
Yeah, an anomaly.
To me, this album just seems like a lot of stories from the past, like present stuff. A lot of hood tales, really, and overall, I think it shows to his consistency and, with what he's been doing. Overall, solid.
Yeah. No, I certainly agree. I was so glad to see this album drop. And without further ado, we can get right into it. So the first track... what a track.
What a way to open that, John.
Johnny Ps Caddy featuring J. Cole.
A free feature.
I could play this whole verse. Listen, I could sit here and listen to this entire song. Man, what an opening to an album. Jesus Christ. Okay, now, TANA Talk 3 was really good. Can't front. Loved the album. But starting an album like this just put it in a different level of conversation. First of all, J. Cole has verse of the year, period. Point blank. I think that verse told me a lot about what he's doing in his free time, and clearly it's rapping, and performing and touring and whatever Dreamville does nowadays. Man, this thing was absolutely bonkers. Like the things he was getting off, things Benny was getting off, like, it's really like how I master physics, like. And I think low key, to be fair, before we get into it a little deeper, I feel like Benny changed his verse. I feel like Benny had a first verse that was different. And then he heard what J. Cole did. It was like, and then the mastered physics line goes perfect with J. Cole's joint. I mean, unless J. Cole just took that and was like, all right, let me just flip this.
But it
on
kind of
its
sounds like
head.
it, because you feel me, took his last line and then went off into it on the drum. So that's Cole-esque.
It is Cole-esque, but I don't know. It just feels like this was a different sort of J. Cole. Like he had a point to prove, and I think he's, I think he really is doing the thing where he's responding to, the top two. Like he's always in a conversation about being the top three. So like he has a chip on his shoulder for this specific feature, specifically when it's Griselda. This is something we haven't seen. And I think that's that's just incredible that he's able to not only keep up with them, which we already knew, but to get in their arena and then out rap the guy whose album you're on to open it. It's crazy.
I feel like this whole album is just like is really a Benny flex for real.
Yeah,
this nigga, he just basically saying like, you feel me? I'm here. Y'all, everybody always talking about the other members of Griselda, but really, I'm the one.
I'm him.
Really, yeah. Really,
I'm him. I can carry it.
What better way to flex, bro, than to have Cole close your fucking song?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Like
exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of felt like I don't know if it should have been the first song on it.
I think he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
I think it was on purpose, but like I don't know. Part of me feels like it shouldn't have been the first one, but
we can get into that.
Why.
We can get into that too. I personally, I think if I'm Benny, I put this first because two reasons. One, J. Cole just takes up a lot of the air in the room, like because he is J. fucking Cole, Jermaine Cole, and I think having the volatility of a verse like that on your album, you gotta kind of get that out of the way. You kind of gotta move it out of the way so that's not the focal point of the album. Like almost like how Drake features function on albums. Like people think that you get a Drake feature, you're on. I think that's what he was trying to avoid, because he can certainly hold his own without a J. Cole feature. But that was number one. Number two, I think the line of but these guns and these drug bars that y'all relying, I think that put a lot of pressure on Benny to kind of move this away from all of these gun and drug bars that I'm doing in this entire album.
Right.
And my entire album is encompassing upon that specific line. And who knows if J. Cole was pointing at Benny when he was thinking about this, or if he was like, I think I think he was talking to everybody else in the kind of in the league of hip hop, right? Like his competitors who are kind of new on the scene, doing the trap thing, doing the drug bars thing. What's dude who do what the fuck was that? Do.
What the fuck is that?
What's your name? I can't. Nardo Wick. Yeah, like. I get it. It's fun in the club because it goes nuts. I've hosted over that song many a time, but best believe, like, you're not saying shit.
Yeah, at all.
And he's certainly relying on gun and drug bars, and I think that exposes kind of the really high class, high level, professional A1, 100,000 IQ, like great icon legends that are in hip hop and just, setting themselves apart. Like Benny and J. Cole on the same song is like fucking, it's nuts.
But Benny is just different because he has like that lyrical talent. And you feel me, the background of
he really did it,
of a real ass nigga who lived that lifestyle. So, and he even says it, like, niggas is scared when I get on these on these bars. You feel me? Because I know about that shit, but I can actually fucking spit, my nigga.
Yeah.
So
for sure. I actually I pulled out to your point. He really did live the life. Like the line, that was really me, nigga. I ain't have to act in Conflicted. Yeah. Like Conflicted was the movie he put out,
right,
and that was about his true life story. And I think that's dope that you can, you got like, you got your own little joint, your film you put out, and then you can kind of reference it like you're a filmmaker now, and I think that, separates him from a lot of other artists. Like not only is he talking about gun and drug bars, but he's really getting to this fashion shit, this art shit, this fucking film shit, outside of music, which is not just drugs. And, might be a way to rinse the money. Who knows?
Yeah, I pulled out the first line. Yeah. This ain't my story about rags to riches. So like,
how I mastered physics.
From there, like, you could instantly tell what the album like
that bar is so
is
hard.
About.
But
I think it's done well. It seems a little dark at sometimes to me.
Dark? You mean like
the album, like sad as like.
Yeah, it's gangster shit.
The reasoning. Yeah, we'll get into it. But
opening and closing bars on a lot of these songs are just
it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like he's swinging really hard.
These
like
niggas making fucking song sandwiches and shit.
Yeah, on God, like well, all types of shit on the inside, like all types of fucking genius bars, like the what is it? Like Einstein on the brink of the theory of relativity. Really, no MC equal.
Bruh.
Like, first of all, that line alone would have made your verse of the album. But like the verse around that made it verse of the year for me. That was just like, it's the craziest, silliest bars that I've ever heard in my life have been the ones that seem like low hanging fruit. You know, like put an M up on your head, you're a Luigi brother now. Like low key, a couple of these moments have come from J. Cole. If I'm being honest, you know, like it's the super low hanging fruit that nobody has ever thought to say in a way.
Nobody has thought of
you know,
it to say it.
And for there to be all of these new rappers, these new young kids coming out of nowhere, trying to put bars together, being introspective, trying to be Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with all of that competition, no one's able to put together bars like this guy is, and it's on a different level. He's an alien. But shout out to J. Cole, shout out to Dreamville. Man, he's going crazy with his Dreamville vest. I play Stick like that video of Stick with JID like at least fucking 5-6 times. I wish J. Cole could have did his verse. Neither here nor there. Back to this album. That goes to the second song on the album, the follow-up to Johnny Ps Caddy, Back 2 Times, featuring Stove God Cooks.
I'm eating caviar off ciabatta that's chopped in. When I quit, the guys I fed off narcotics them got slim. My style mixed with Bodie James now and Tupac then.
Yeah, man. Good Lord. Lord.
That Stove God verse was crazy.
Oh my God.
I enjoyed that.
Oh
verse.
my God.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, Stove God Cooks is, man, he's like one of those guys that just like was always performing at a high level but was just under the radar. And then once he got on, he just took, like he just went. Cause like he knows the platform he has access to now, you know, with Griselda. Like there's a couple one-off acts that are kind of connected to Griselda that are like Griselda. It's like Wu-Tang, like everybody was in Wu-Tang, quote unquote, but nobody was really in Wu-Tang. Like so like Flea Lord, Stove God, Bodie James is technically in Griselda now. I mean, if we're being honest, I mean he's working around everybody all the time. You get like acts like Love the Genius or like Heem from Benny's Camp. You know, it's a bunch of, you know, individual one-off acts that are doing their fucking thing. But Stove God, I feel like, is the Travis out of the good music. You know what I mean? Like the young guy who came up and is like going stupid. Like he's like on a different level than everyone else and clearly has the fastest sort of progression. And that made it incredible for me. You know, this song was perfect to follow up Johnny Ps Caddy, and I wasn't mad that it came on afterwards. Right. What did you guys think about the song?
I enjoyed this song. I really like the chorus for some reason.
Bad.
Yeah, like it's
boom.
Yeah. Like I said, like I was saying before, Stove God's verse is my favorite on it. Even though I pulled some lines from Benny too, but for me it just confirmed like what I said before about consistency. He even says a couple lines about it, like this is what his fans is expecting from him, and this is the kind of rap that they want from him, and he's giving it to them. I'm just curious if he's going to like push the envelope with that, but this shows my consistency. I like the song.
Yeah, definitely. I just appreciate the way that you feel me, puts together these scenarios. Yeah, like of literally just selling drugs. Like, it's like, nothing special about it. Like, he's just selling drugs.
It's the story,
and it's the metaphors and the way that he's able to like turn it into different things.
Like, with a bar I picked out, he's like these Cartiers with the diamond solitaire hazardous. That's where these hoes fall out the air as soon as they stare at the shit. Square packages, I stepped on the Stairmaster bricks.
Oh my God.
Bro. Like,
oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Stairmaster bricks is like incredible. Like
the Cartiers fall out the sky. Like
hey, yo.
Fucking birds flocking.
Man.
On the birds. Like, come on. Like,
man, oh my God. This dude goes crazy. Like, both of them really went silly on this. And like, if you like this verse from Stove God, certainly there's a project you can go and listen to if you want to get more of these bars, and it's called Reasonable Drought. It's one of my favorite like debut projects like of this like decade. I think it's in my top 5. Like, because today I can go and listen to Reasonable Drought and it will be still as good. Produced by Rock Marciano, by the way, because Rock Marcy he's really the godfather of this shit, honestly. The sound has been done by him the most and kind of pioneered. But yeah, no, this joint certainly goes insane. I picked out a couple bars from both of them. So from Benny, I picked out I took orders cooking fancy in kitchens like Gordon Ramsay. Agents make sure they paying me my trap like a Morgan Stanley. Like, yo, like, yo, I will keep going, but nah, you got the rest, because that's your verse. I would let you get the rest. But just those two, like, alone, I was like, yo, this nigga's going crazy. But then fucking Stove God says the words, "Watch Big Homie lay that shit up on the beat like Harold Miner." already. I just dropped mine on a heat like Kyle Lowry. All the V-Lone came from Barry. All the kilos came stamped with a balloon. It's time to party. Driving sixes in the sun with that rocket. I think I'm Barkley. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. First of all,
That's how he started the
like yo. I was looking for a second Stove God verse, honestly. Like he's kind of the product of West Side, you know, in terms of kind of the history of it all.
That makes sense.
Because he is this nigga. This nigga is just different. Like it definitely West seen him and was like, yeah, you're coming with me, young guy, young guy. Yeah, man, this joint was absolutely insane. Definitely go listen to this one. This is one of my favorite joints. What was one of your bars that you picked out, Sacoya?
I picked out "Bitch, I bought a brick home." Did it off the flip phone.
Yep.
Had the phones. Had the feds in there tiptoeing. I left them dirty pots and a note that said I've been gone. I did the whole thing all the way down to hear the barking from the bundles. Had the dog food on deck. I went all the way down.
All the way down. Because this is the verse.
Yeah,
the verse.
Just mix it all in there.
The verse, bro.
And
like,
his delivery with it is just like that bar, raunchy,
bro,
like, bro.
so good. So good. Great hip hop voice. Yeah, man, that joint goes crazy. We go on to the next joint, which is called Super Plug.
Everything I do and everything I say and everything I love. My only wish was get my niggas rich, hold my family down, find a plug, yeah.
Man. Man, Super Plug. Oh, man. This is one of the reasons I love Alchemist. Because he just knows what to do behind any Griselda act. Now, Derringer, of course, is like the guy. I think he is the producer for any Griselda anything. But Alchemist is a hard number too. You know, like I'm not choosing nobody else but Alchemist because he just knows how to put it. Almost feels like he's setting environments for them to rap in, not really making beats. Like he's putting them in areas, like in zones in a way. Like he is giving them feels around them that they are able to kind of just take you there. Like he can draw imagery. Like I think he made the reference to the bar. Like, you know, this is really high level shit that they're doing, and it just seems effortless. You know. Yeah, and it's interesting because Alchemist also worked with Conway on his project Lulu, and that was one of my favorite Conway joints because it's what Alchemist does with the artist in studio, and I think he is kind of second to none and just kind of giving you what you exactly need at that moment. Like, you know, I don't know if there's a conversation before, like he's asking you what type of stuff you like or like what kind of samples or if he already got a beat pack made for you, but it always seems to fit perfectly with the artist, and especially what he does with Bodie James. It's like, it's second to none. So, yeah, I definitely fuck with this joint. What are some things you guys picked out from this song?
I definitely agree with you about the beat. I feel like it was easy to get lost in that motherfucker. Like a couple of times, like I had to listen to the song over and over because I'm like, fuck, I didn't even listen to the words. I'm like,
yeah, you're just in it,
stuck in the beat, and I get in my own head and just start going off and just thinking about shit because it just puts you in like a zone, like just like a thoughtful place. But then when I actually got to the lyrics, I pulled out the line "Hot They Want to Hear the Truth on the Record." Since I blew more, the feds got threw off direction. I'm too smart to catch me in a 2-part confession. Like this man is like again, like the way that he just iterates just something so basic in the game. You feel me? And the picture that he draws with his words is just it's different. So I fuck with it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. For me, again, I'll 3-part the beat, but as far as just like the song itself and the content of the song, I feel like it's a common theme here, of course, but for people who are like really like in the streets or like a part of that, I feel like a lot of times they do take care of a lot of people, and they do try to make sure like their people is eating, their family is taken care of, and a lot of times it's like that's a heavy you know, burden, not burden, but that's, you know, to carry for anybody. But honestly, I just think that it just shows a lot more of his realness, honestly, because a lot of people don't, once they make it or get a little money or go somewhere, they're not really focused on like others, or at least you don't see it. Yeah. But he makes it a point to always put it in his music. I don't think I've heard a song where he, you know, or like
he's shouting somebody out, or
or
like he's talking about stories with other people. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. He's usually making references to like old plays he used to do with like his homies, and it was like it always was the point of like getting out of the shit and like kind of figuring out a path to kind of moving beyond drugs. But at the time, that was kind of like the easiest way to make money. And it just kind of just worked for them because they were good at it apparently. I had pulled out, I think it was a part of that same bar you had said, Monte, the last 2 years I've been running through all contestants, 4 pound of dragon, shit chew off your vest, backflip a blow a shoe over fences, and you ain't get shot, but you caught the message. You know how hard you got to shoot somebody to blow their shoe over the fence? Like...
And you ain't even get shot, but you felt
you,
that shit.
Like, bro,
not to play with me.
Bro, that's imagery.
I'm not that nigga.
Like, that's imagery.
Every time you see me, you gonna see that shoe flying over that motherfucking fence.
Like, that's, yeah. No, it's crazy. Definitely feels nuts. Yeah, going to the next joint. It's called Weekends in the Parries featuring Boldy James.
Word to every block in my city, they heard I got it. And my track record certainly show I deserve a homage. And they refer to my shit like Malcolm X words of knowledge. Cooking coke, burning product was...
Oh, Lord, this sample?
That sample. This is one of my favorite ones.
This sample, fam. Oh, my goodness. Chef's kiss.
Signature.
Chef's kiss.
Like,
man. Oh,
why?
God.
Every album I tell you, I always judge an album by how many songs I can download. First downloaded song.
Yeah.
Well, besides Johnny Ps Caddy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's already on your phone.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, first downloaded song.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Goes absolutely crazy. Just Alchemist, bro. Like,
this nigga said ties
bro.
to Virginia like Teddy Riley.
Why was I just about to
Since
say
I
these
probably
lines?
They mad I'm back rapping about dope. Like just like I said at the beginning, they mad about back rapping about dope again. Never mind me. The pressure from my pen made them rap a little better finally. Like
yeah,
I'm really putting pressure on these niggas.
Oh God,
these little niggas that's coming up thinking that they could rap about this game, about the
have no
actual
clue.
coach game. They have no clue.
It's
man.
a different animal up here.
I do this. I do it on both sides.
Yeah,
I really do. You seen Cole at the beginning.
What's up?
You feel me? You see what's coming next. Like, my nigga, I really
Oh,
do
God.
this on all sides.
I really enjoyed Boldy James though verse on
Yeah.
this too.
Boldy James got super deep.
He complimented so well. Great job. I sound like somebody's mom. Great job. Do it again. No.
Yeah, no, Boldy James goes absolutely insane here. I loved him on Price of Tea in China, which I mentioned. Alchemist produced it. Absolutely an incredible project. Like, I wasn't even aware of how good it was, and it was in my album like library for like 2 weeks after it had dropped, and I didn't get around to it. It was a bunch of albums at that time, and I finally listened to it, and I was like, yo, what the fuck was I doing? Like this album is so good. Like, and then the deluxe dropped, and it was even better. Like, it just kept getting better. Like,
Yeah, you talked about that shit so much, I had to like go listen to it.
yeah, it's nuts. Like, fucking Price of Tea in China is absolutely a magnificent album.
Bodie,
And,
you might need to pay this nigga some app.
yeah, hey man, I got you.
He,
I got you. I was putting people on the Bodie before like shit was lit. Like, people wasn't really hip to yo. Like, I was Boldy James. I'm telling you, he's like rapping. And I think he took a break for a while. He like took a break from rapping just because he didn't really feel it, or like he was dealing with some things that in his personal life. And then he came back better than ever. And of course, Alchemist very well compliments him. Yeah, I want to certainly get into Benny a little bit too, because like this joint, he was like kind of talking his shit. It was mainly like shit is really the same. Like shit is never gonna change for you niggas. Like, you thought it was pressure, it's going to be here like forever. This is that earthly pressure and shit. This is like always and always. You can't,
Gravity, nigga.
I'm literally that sort of force against you. And I think that's so important because he is certainly one of the big kind of forerunners of this style of hip hop, and people are certainly following along and understanding that there is a market here. But my interest came when he said, "I'm West's best investment." It's always been that way. I'm like, okay, what does this mean? Like, I didn't think any beef was happening, but like. Yo, like, yo.
I mean, he be. I feel like that was his whole swag, this whole joint. Like,
yeah,
trying to just put niggas on notice that like I said, I'm him. Like, fuck
Yeah.
anybody
I'm
else. It don't
that.
matter if you think that you're the best, my nigga. I'm the best.
He's pretty much
Been
modeling his career after 97, 99 Hove. Like
Yeah.
he mentions him in the albums, which
Like,
isn't a mistake.
3
You know?
times.
Yeah, it isn't a mistake. Griselda. Well, I know Benny is doing some Rock Nation. He got partnered with Rock Nation, and certainly Jay was involved in Griselda. Like when he realized who they were, and then they started kind of doing their own dealings. I actually think Wes and Conway are on like half of Shady Records, but also half of like their own thing. I think they might be Rock Nation, half Shady. But yeah, it's that line caught me off guard because I was like, what does this mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like it did, but in one of the other songs, I feel like
yeah, I think it's coming up. Yeah,
You know, so
yeah. But yeah, I certainly I will agree in saying that Benny seems to be the best investment. If we just looking at all the artists that came from Wes or like was there because Wes kind of made the call and then they're on a song or on an album, out of everybody, he seems to be the highest in terms of, I guess, star power. I don't know how to explain it. Like he has the highest ceiling out of everybody, especially because Jay's taking a liking to him, and a lot of people from Buffalo, upstate New York, like certainly view him as like, oh, he's the kid, you know,
Right.
he's like the guy that's coming up, not the kid, but you know, so you know he might be his best investment. Everybody's like an art piece, he's like the Van Gogh that just ended up being, you know, very well preserved. Got shot, but you know.
Do you think it? Well, I mean, never mind, because the song is on this album. So I was about to say, do you think, because like as far as the top 100s goes, no Griselda member has been on there for their own like song.
Yeah.
So and he has done that, but I mean it's with Cole on it, but it's still, like I said, it's still a win. So.
Yeah, one of the standout lyrics I had for Benny was cut ties with the game, that shit that certified me, all my clientele gone, missed the customer service by me. Yeah, they just like me, all my pie flippers, ties to Virginia like Teddy Riley, since rap I've been treading lightly. They mad I'm back rapping about dope again, never mind me. And man, like, it's like 5 things I could pull out of this, but like, it's just his effortlessness. This is speak back to that J. Cole verse, like effortless. Like he's just doing so many connections and then making slight metaphors, like, you know, the drug game, but like also just wittily creating these scenes. Like, and I don't know if he like writes often. I think I seen only like a short video of him like on a notepad, like on the day of, like, let me just put this down so I don't forget. Not like writing with a notebook, you know what I mean? Like he's like on the spot and just, no, this is what I came up with, and it's this, like it's this, like that's different. That's different, man.
I pulled the little lines under yours,
Yeah,
where it's just pretty much talking about the pressure from my pen made him rap a little better, which I can speak to the line about, you know, him being his greatest investment. I feel like even though y'all are part of the same group, naturally you're going to be competitive with the people who you're, you know, grinding with or whatever. So I don't know,
yeah. They're also seeing each other a lot less now that they're more famous. They're not like seeing each other every day, you know, like
That's how it should be. Like,
Yeah.
push me, my nigga.
yeah, for sure.
If you think you the best, I think I'm the best. Show me.
Yeah.
You don't have to show me.
I'm finna say what I'm saying.
finna show me. I'm finna show up every time.
Everybody has their own individual endeavors. Like Benny has BSF, a Black Soprano Family. Conway has Drum Work. That's his own little production joint, and with their own slew of artists. You know, as it, you know, it should be that way. This natural progression, and man, just to get into Bodie James' verse as well, like the all this stress and strain left it disconnect, chefing up the cane in the kitchenette. Acquainted with big execs who filthied up my name just to split a check. Feel like I've been betrayed by my silhouette. Mistakes were made to correct. Like, feel like I've been betrayed by my silhouette is beautiful. Like, that shit is incredible, you know, and especially knowing that, you know, he's referencing like some real occurrences that happened, and just being able to kind of nicely describe not only like your mental state, like mental health, you know, but just, you know, some of the getting introspective in things that you're fearful of, like getting introspective of things that, you know, really bothered you, like really fucked you up, that kind of led you to being who the rapper you are right now. And I think that story is very important for a lot of artists that have like a high pen level. So yeah, I was, man, man, Boldy.
Yeah,
Get more
I think,
introspective.
Yeah, I think outside of Cole, Boldy was like one of the only other features or more prominent features that like kind of shied away from like the kind of drugs and guns kind of thing and went into like a deeper realm. So I pulled the lyrics kind of just a little bit below yours. It's like how I deal with fame made me get upset, treated the same way that I live with death. Shit weighing a nigga down, refraining from different stages of self-neglect. So it's like really understanding like that fame is like actually a part of life. You feel me? And the shit that I'm living in, this person that I'm trying to become, this rapper that I'm trying to become, really reflects who I actually am, as a person. Yeah. So I really fuck with, just like you said, the introspection of his entire verse, because beyond, like I said, beyond J. Cole, nobody else is really going there.
Going crazy. Going absolutely crazy. And that follows up to a banger, 10 More Crack Commandments featuring Diddy.
6-figure business for pennies is kind of ridiculous. 18, you better test that work before you buy it. Yeah, of course they gon' say it's fire, but you know these be lying. Me and Fonz was OT.
Woo! 10 more. We got 20 now. We have 20 crack commandments. I wasn't sure if the streets was ready, but Benny doesn't care. Before we get into the song, I'm going to read his quote that he said on The Breakfast Club. Everybody knows who wrote the original record, Biggie, Christopher Wallace, and I just wanted to talk about something. On this TANA Talk album, man, I'm talking my shit. I like to talk about real things. I don't like to get up here and cap. So I wanted to bring that Biggie energy to 2022, because since the Biggie record, the commandments have evolved. People have evolved. The drugs evolved. The game evolved. So the commandments should evolve too. So social media posting is obviously one of the things that Big didn't say because it wasn't around at the time. And for the song, I got on the record with real dope boys, like active dope boys, and asked them like, what's the rules? You can see on Biggie's record, the last rule was get out of the game. Some niggas hustle until they run into that brick wall. So when Diddy's on this record talking about legal hustling and black culture, it falls in the context. That's from The Breakfast Club and Benny the Butcher. 10 crack commandments, 10 more commandments. I wasn't sure about Diddy at first.
I was literally just about
to say
that.
All in the video.
And I was like, but he was like literally a refresher that I didn't think I needed. In the song.
He didn't do bad.
It wasn't horrible. I mean, he started. I feel like the blurb at the end was just him kind of like doing his own thing, and it was like, "Yo, keep that shit, keep that."
Some of the ad libs was like, he could have left that out.
I feel like he was talking for a lot longer. I feel like it was a lot more content that they just cut down. Like, this nigga's wildin'.
Yeah, this nigga for 5 seconds he gave us 80.
Yeah, literally 22 bars of just nothing but ad libs. Man, like Benny went crazy here. I think he certainly took to heart the assignment. Like, he was able to kind of really encapsulate a lot of the things that are kind of in that life. But to be honest, can I be real quick? Like this thing about, the commandments of being in the crack game or like in drug dealing and shit. Like, I'm supposed to leave this song thinking this shit is cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for not me specifically, but the universal me, like the person who listens to the song. Like, am I just supposed to like get off of this song and be like, damn, this was actually kind of cool? Mm-hmm. Like, for me, it's cool because I understand where it came from. Like, I understand that Biggie was kind of the precedent, and I think that it was kind of an homage to him. Not really, in my opinion, was meant to function as an actual rule set for niggas who are doing things. Now, sure, you could use it as a guide. You could kind of take things from here or there. But, like, is this shit really cool? Like, is this shit dope anymore? Like, to kind of fucking fuck your community up and then just dip? Like, because that's really effectively what the crack commandments are telling you to do.
Right.
Like, is get your money any way possible, kill, shoot and make sure it's accurate. So kill, and fuck your community up and possibly sell drugs to your family and then get out of this shit as fast as you can. Like, and just leave. Like, while they're still there.
That's
fucked
why
up,
I feel like it's conflicting a little bit because, like I said before, he talks about like community stuff and doing stuff for others and things.
Yeah.
So then you get on here and talk about how you sold drugs to a pregnant woman and stuff like that. It's just kind of like for me, it's a little dark-esque. Like I just,
yeah. I mean, that's the game.
Yeah,
like I get it. Like
definitely.
I understand, but it's like
You know, you have to like talk about your experience and then in the realest way and purest way possible. So if you're gonna be real about it, then be real about it. So I appreciate that, and I also appreciate how he kind of just like elevated. Just like you said, like Biggie's rendition of the song, because there are still a lot of people in the world that are living that lifestyle. Yeah. And there are a lot of people who are listening to Benny because they know that he lived that lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So if there are people that are living that lifestyle, you know they're not going to change. Yeah. At least let me give you some game on what I think is the best way to possibly
it serves a function for sure.
If you're gonna do it anyway, then these are some helpful hints to at least do it at a higher,
Yeah, right. Yeah, a higher efficiency rate. But I certainly agree. It has a function. However, I feel like if I'm Benny, the first rule I put as in like number 20 is like, don't get into shit if you don't need to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, and then if you need to, keep listening. I got some game for you, so you can stay alive and provide for your family. I get that. Yeah, but like in no way did he like promote the idea that this shit is actually avoidable. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it, and to be fair, a lot of times it feels like it's unavoidable, and I 100% respect that. But there are other options. They aren't as quick as a return of, flipping a bird, but, not many things are. Not also, a lot of things don't cost your life, So it's like, I think that should have been a consideration at least. I mean, call it what you want. Benny is no longer selling drugs, so it's like, and even if he is, he's not directly involved. It's some other guy who's doing it, and he's just getting a return, he's getting a box of money and shit. So it's like, bro, but, just the same criticism I have for Future, I feel like I should have it for Benny. Like, if I'm going to tell Benny to tell that little boy to slow up on them perks, and I should tell Benny, like, tell him to slow up on the drug dealing or whatever it is that kind of glamorizes it. Like, yo, relax, So, yeah, I just thought I should say that because, there are kids watching, and that shit is, it's whatever. But, yeah, neither here nor there. I'll leave it to Benny.
What was your favorite commandment?
My favorite commandment
out of what was
15.
Presented.
15 was my favorite one.
Let me see. Stand for something or fall for anything. Whichever one was that? I think that was like 17 or 14.
That's number 12.
12? Yeah, no, that's
stand for something.
That one hit because I'm like,
respect is like
certainly stand for something or fall for anything. Yeah. Good God, like
mine was definitely 13. Because this internet shit is getting
no social media posting.
Like, man, come on, yo. Like there's rules to the game. Yeah. You feel me when it comes to showboating and you feel me being flashy and shit. Yeah. And niggas like that, you feel me, get popped the quickest. And you motherfuckers is doing it in a way where the world can see.
Yeah. Like on live.
It kind of plays a little bit with the 15 a little bit, but it's about like spending your money. Like, we spend our money on whips and jewelry because, if I'm down bad, I could sell those and have money. Yeah. I'm not doing the flashy clothes. Sneakers maybe because sometimes they'll be usually years later. But anyway. But yeah.
Yeah. No, certainly.
Spend your money right.
I certainly should do the disclaimer that Benny the Butcher was not the person who put drugs in the black community. It was Ronald Reagan. Fuck you, Ronald Reagan. All right, next song is called Tyson versus Ali, featuring Conway the Machine.
For head taps, the bigger the paper, the longer the conversation. Played in the streets where the locks never come with no combination. If I let you get some money, don't fuck up the operation.
Yeah, man. What do I say? What do I say? Conway and Benny on the same joint. Anytime there are more than one Griselda member on one track, I know it's going to be fireworks. Like, I know it's gonna be some work put in. What do you guys think about this album? With this record?
Conway versus Benny.
First of all, who are you taking at Tyson versus Ali?
Tyson.
I'm ill-equipped to answer.
Okay.
Don't know.
All right. I'm personally taking Tyson too. Mainly because
He got power, bro.
Like his quickness was, and he's still as fast. Like he's like fucking these videos I be seeing. This man is crazy.
His trash talk alone.
It's crazy.
You knock a nigga.
Oh yeah, that's It wasn't hitting like that back in the day.
Still knock a nigga.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They ain't hitting like that now. He will still knock a nigga. Like what?
We just seen a video where somebody was scared. He was play fighting with them or something. And
yeah, you seen it.
They were shaking a little bit, like. But anyway, for this song, the beat is a lot slower in tempo to me. Like it's kind of a vibe, but like it doesn't have like too much going on with the beat. I think it complements the song and like the lyrics. But to me, I don't know. I don't really like the fact that there is this
tension.
Media, yeah, like, and it's always stems from media generally. I feel like because they always try to pick people apart and try to put people together so that like it'll make a good story, or it'll make a good show. But like it's like they're like family, and this song like shows that like look, this song I feel like it showcases that like they're all rooting for each other. Yeah, they're all on the same side at the end of it, and they trying to go like, and they're gonna go.
Truth is, while I'm killing this shit, Conway's somewhere rooting for me.
Yeah, like
and
honestly, I don't get why people would have thought anything other than that.
Yeah.
They've been solid for how long now, and they're not just because of their family.
But
it's my personal opinion. I just feel like the media always has to try to do their part in destroying people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like this song along with the other feature that comes later in the album is kind of like pushing all that shit to the side. It's like fuck what y'all saying. Yeah. Like this is who I am and this is what I do. This is who my brother is and what he do, and we can both do our thing and feel me and both be great at that shit.
Yeah,
and we gonna support each other through it. You feel me? Through both of those endeavors, no matter what. And I just definitely appreciate not only how they have each other's back, but how they complement each other on songs. You feel me? How they're able to showcase their three different styles, or their multiple. That's more than three, but just for the sake of this conversation, I'm talking about those major three. How they're able to showcase those three different styles, but still be able to, like I say, stand alone and show that their individual leadership.
Yeah, I agree. I certainly like that Conway, just kind of says fuck the critics. He literally says like B. fuck your list at the end. And I thought that was dope because I fucking hate B. Man, do I not like B. I fuck with Elliot, but I don't really like B. It's something about it's like this nigga sitting on Mano couch and shit and said that dumbass shit and was about to get the shit slapped out of him. Like, bro, B. Who the fuck is you, bro? Like, who the fuck is this nigga? Neither here nor there. B. List for his top rappers of 2021. I don't know what he's smoking,
right. But it's anybody make a list and just say whatever. Like
it's because he was on Rap Radar. Like anybody listens to that shit. Neither here nor there. But yeah, he was like, "Fuck that list," because it's not 3 Griselda members on it. And I certainly agree. I think all 3 of them have been working pretty hard. I think all of them deserve to be on the list, especially because Hitler Wears Hermes A-side and B-side by Westside was a work of art. So personally, I think he should have been there. That goes to the next joint called Uncle Bun featuring 38 Special.
Never run, nigga, we got rich off the right vision. To get the squares from here to there was a light mission. I planned it, and all I had was a flight ticket. When I landed, I took...
Woo! 38 Special. What you guys think about this song?
Man, anytime that you can go like back and forth ping pong on a song and that shit sounds amazing, bro. So I'm always with it. And then for them to do it like at that slow tempo and for it to still be engaging and me to still want to hear every bar, yeah, I fuck with it.
All right, Sacoya, what'd you think?
This song starts where like the savagery happens, like the whole thing.
Where the recklessness gets involved.
I like this song, but when
it's a 22. Pew pew pew.
When I heard certain lines, I was just like, my antennas went up. Like, hold on.
Are we in the ghetto?
But like it's relatable stuff. Like I mean, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people who have done that. And what he says after it, as far as like who cared about me when I was going through struggles and when I had like someone cared, I cared, bruh. Like, but no, like honestly, it's sad that he did that, but it's sad he felt like he had to do that in order to get by or to push forward or whatever the case is. But it's like it's the reality of people, and that's why I kind of like. That's why I like this album and just those artists in general who speak to the truth and realness, because these are a lot of people's stories. Like a lot of people have went through these things, and you know, he's putting it on a song and beautifully. So it's you know, that's
certainly.
all I say.
And Uncle Bun, the name Uncle Bun is actually a reference to Bun B. So I actually, when I hear this song, I don't think of it. I think of the title as, instead of being Uncle Bun, I think of it as like Underground Kings, like, or Underground King. You know, like this song could be easily titled Underground King, because I feel like I think that's how he really titles his songs. Like he gives a theme, but then he chooses a name of that references a theme in a way that only people who really get it would understand. So it's like, it feels like a lot of the names are kind of off kilter. They don't really match with the song, but I think in a heady way, they really do.
Right.
And he's been thinking about this intently. And yeah, man, 38 Special might as well be signed to Griselda at this point. You know, he's like, you know, he's just going crazy. So, and we heard him on, Table for Three on the Chez Noir project with Ransom. And just like there, he shined. Like, just like on that song, he absolutely came through and just illuminated everything. Benny said, these the results you get when you the reason the culture shift. Don't believe in that vulture shit. Had to feed my associates. Had to make sure everybody eat. Yeah, I think I'm a socialist. $1 million empire from a piece of a broken brick. I spit a verse. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's you know. Fucking Benny on a Derringer beat. Of course, Derringer's gonna compliment everything that's happening, and yeah, you get that real gritty, grimy energy. Fire. Goes to the next joint called Thowie's Revenge.
Got some business with the game, nigga. I be fucking bitches in my chain. A couple killers I got tame, nigga. Them the fundamentals of the game. I'm up on niggas, you ain't fucking with us, so enough of jumping.
Yeah, man. Thowie's Revenge. I didn't know how to feel about this joint in the beginning. You know, when I first heard this song, I didn't really like the bubblegum beat. You know, I didn't really like
I appreciated I had some tempo. Tempo, I was like a little bounce. So I was like, all right, cool. Switch it up a little bit. Like,
I feel like Alchemist has this thing about giving bubblegum trap beats to like fucking drug dealers. Like I feel like he loves doing that. I feel like he loves putting people in like different kind of textures, so he can see what they can do. But of course, Benny's gonna knock it out of the park every time. It's interesting because this song almost feels like he's talking about his 4-year plan. Like he's talking about the plan from TANA Talk 3 up until here, and like he's kind of putting it in a nutshell of like where I was going with this shit, like with the direction of my empire that I'm trying to build. Like I've been planning this from the jump, from TANA Talk 3 from 2018. Like and it just feels like a short recap of what he's been doing in the meantime. Like he was been asserting his dominance with all the singles and kind of getting everywhere with the music. And low-key, like I might be going a bit deep with the title, because like I was trying to figure out how the title, you know, connects to the song. But Thowie feels like sorry, like Thowie, like, you know, and it feels like it's about like mistakes and unintentional circumstances, right? But if you think about if you like Thowie's Revenge, it would be like the complete opposite of saying sorry, like some intention. Like he's intentionally doing things, which makes sense when he's talking about the plan in the song. So like, let us know in the comments what you think about that.
That was wild.
let me know in the comments what you think, if like you had another way of thinking about that. But that's certainly, after sitting on it for a bit, I was like, that feels like it could have been what it is.
All I've been thinking, like, what the fuck is a Thowie?
I didn't even know what
That's what I was thinking at first, like a thou, like 1,000. But I was like, this thing get way more than
Revenge. Nah, that don't make sense. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just one-off misnomer.
Yeah, man. But let us know what you think too. This is the Vibe Perspective podcast, so you gotta give us your perspectives, your vibey perspectives on the album. Yeah. Now that was definitely fire. I feel like my most standout lyric was I was raised in a dope house. We had sticks in it like we storing lumber. Next I'm doing Martha Stewart numbers. Cook a chicken like I took a course from a oops, wanna put a fork in you. Like, man, and talk about another OG that went to jail. Man, yeah, if you'll find a way to put Martha Stewart reference in a drug dealer's album, I'm telling you, it's on the way.
my favorite line from there was respect is something I can't earn for you, but loyalty I can return to you. Cause you was there when it was turmoil, a nigga still can get burned for you. Mm-hmm. Like
loyalty,
yeah, loyalty and respect is the key to any type of venture that you in. You feel me? Whether it's rap, you feel me? The coke game, trap game, whatever.
The coke game,
the coke game, the crack game, drugs.
Hopefully you're not taking no Diet Coke. Shout out to Pusha T.
Head it up.
We're not gonna get into that though. But yeah, man, that's definitely one of the joints though. I like what he was saying. That goes to the next joint called Billy Joe.
The hard way. This for the check cashing spots on Fillmore and Broadway. I treat my city like Monopoly, sitting on Park Place. The engine in this shit I'm whipping and fit for.
Ooh, treat my city like Monopoly. I'm sitting on Park Place. I love Monopoly. I will certainly buy Park Place up off of you
every time.
Don't let me get it early. It's over for you. It's over for you. Yeah, no, this joint goes, it's especially gritty and grimy. You know, Sacoya made the reference before of like, it's a little dark sometimes. Like, let's get to it. Yeah. This gets right to it. And I love that about, Benny projects, because like you said, he this imagery that he's painting, he can literally transport you to places, which I think is such a good gift for people who can connect on a certain sort of lifestyle. Like if you can, bring the trap to someone listening, whether they trapped or not, it feels like they're there. And if they have been there, it hits even harder. Like it feels like you've truly brought them to a different place. And yeah, no, it's absolutely fire. Like, but I need to know, who the fuck is Billy Joe? I was
Billy
getting
Joe
through a lot of
Bob.
these like titles. Like I'm trying to figure out this, put things together. Who is Billy Joe? I don't know.
Just insert white person, because that's
Maybe
what
it's
I
like
did.
one of their uncles or something like that.
Maybe I don't know.
Could be.
But I mean, the first line of the song is, "Yo, Sammy Gustavo told on bodies. They gave the boy immunity. They give dope boy life. They say we should destroy communities." Billy Joe could just be the token white boy who gets everything because his name is Billy Joe, who can get off with immunity for doing the most heinous of crimes.
Yeah, it's nuts.
His name is Billy Joe.
Fucking first of all, Sammy Gravano is like an infamous snitch.
That ain't his
Like-
name. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Sammy Gravano is fucking infamous snitch in the what was the family name? It was one of those big crime mafia families. It was a Gambino. I think it was the Gambino family. And like he was the one that took out everybody. Like he got promoted to like lieutenant and shit. And he got on the stand and fucking shitted on everybody. And he got immunity. That's what Benny was referencing. And just put everybody else in jail. Like of everything that they did in the entire enterprise. And I think like I think they called him Sammy the Bull or something like that. But
Sammy the Snitch.
Sammy the Snitch, infamous snitch. Yeah. But was it Gambino or Gotti? I think it probably might be the Gotti family. One of those. Certainly huge crime family he took down. But to the idea of the Billy Joe thing, I had thought like they had a line about like Talladega Nights, and like if we don't even think about Talladega Nights, the star of the film had two first names, and Billy Joe is certainly two first names. Yeah. I was like, I wasn't sure where the angle was, but I'm sure Benny will say something one of these days. Benny, hit us up in the DMs. We'll let the masses know for you. But yeah, no, it's definitely a fire joint. I took out that Sammy Gravano line too, because I think I love when Benny gets into his history bag. Like he does that with that WWF a lot of times, where he like talks about like wrestlers and he like fits them into bars. But I also like when he gets into this like Like I can tell he watches a lot of crime films. Like I can tell like he likes like the mafia sort of documentary, like A&E special joint. He probably glued to the TV.
Okay.
So yeah, I love that when you put it in songs.
Hear me out. A quick search. There's a Billy Joe who is a part of Green Day. When I think of Green Day, I think of money. And this song is talking about how he sold money. He sold drugs to many people to truck it further in life. But it's me. I literally just Googled that too. It's like Billy Joe.
Hey, yo.
And the first person that popped up is that person from Green Day. So I was like,
dead. Benny the Butcher's listening to Green Day.
Listen to Green Day. Everybody.
21 Guns.
I like Green Day.
Yeah, I was about to say everybody knows
21 Guns,
Green
that
Day.
shit.
Yeah.
That's probably the only Green Day song I know, though. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front.
That was my
I know more. I probably just don't know names of them.
That's the
feel
only.
like you do, too. I
I'm
feel
telling
like
you, I only know that.
It's a few of them that you.
I feel like I know quite a few Green Day songs.
Yeah.
But then again, I be in my rock bag for real.
In your rock
Okay.
bag.
Yeah, man.
I
you
thought it was
gotta
country.
get
It's
it.
rock, country. it's
Country,
everything.
rock, pop. I listen to all music.
It's all the same.
I love it. It is not the same.
I pulled out the 2 lines after the first 2 lines. No,
I'm dead.
playing.
But yeah, no.
No, but there's an Arizona bar in here. Just wanted to
Oh
throw
God.
that out there.
Did you pull it?
I did. Duh.
Oh,
Duh.
Okay.
I pulled it for the sake of it being from Arizona. It wasn't like really
Going to the next song, it is called Guerrero, featuring West Side Gun.
Bitch, you still here? My dope spot got 2 Van Goghs in it. Bag of whole chicken slice, salon vicious. And yo, stove top.
Man, West Side Gun is a national treasure, I think. Like, I've been saying this for a long time. You can check me on the season 1. We was reviewing all these albums in Griselda. Like, I said West Side Gun is my absolute favorite. And I think he's the greatest in Griselda. Just for putting it together. His mind is different. Mine is different. Mastermind. Crazy. What did you guys think about this joint?
Yeah, I definitely think West Side Gun, third favorite feature on the album. First, of course, is Cole, 38 Special, and West Side.
Yeah, I feel like when you hear this song, like you could feel the bond that they had when they meshed very well. Like, they just complement each other well in the song. It's a fire song. I like the beat. The bars are there per usual. So solid joint.
So, and then like the vocal inflections on the song, it's almost like niggas was in booths across from each other, just like, hey yo, you my nigga, bro. Hey yo, you over there doing your shit, young. Hey yo, you got it, bruh. Like type shit.
Yeah, man. Listen, like the Guerrero references Eddie Guerrero from WF, of course. Classic wrestler reference. Man, I think that any hard, like simple bass, like kind of song, bassy kind of song that Derringer does is naturally gonna work. Like anytime he does this super simplistic, like background noise a little bit, it's minimal drums and then a bass, like that's just a long bass note, like incredible. Like I don't know who told him that was like the formula, but it is. Like, cause I don't think I heard music like this before Griselda. Like I didn't hear a song like this or heard somebody rap on something like this, quite like this. And I think not only that, Benny does something really special with his verse when he's referencing in his lines. If you just look at the verse, I'm gonna put it up above me. Like a lot of the words in his verse are referencing songs from TANA Talk 3. So like the entire verse is just a collection of words that are the track titles of TANA Talk 3. Like quite literally go through the entire thing and it's literally him just coming up with a verse that's just putting together song titles. Like, and it's nuts. I didn't even consider it at first, but I was like, hold on. That's a song. He's referencing a song. And that's another song. And then I just looked and I was like, damn, like this whole verse is him just doing a play on words of like the previous album. And I thought that was like Chef's Kiss. There it is. All right. Man, and absolutely incredible. I would recommend just looking at the track list of TANA Talk 3 as you listen to the song, and then it'll just make sense.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, man.
And they said
Man.
these goat lines make you feel like Rick off a Coke line. I was like,
Man.
Oh yeah, I pulled
Said,
that.
oh,
Man.
that was special,
My dope spot got 2 Van Goghs in it.
bruh. Why?
My dope spot got 2 Van
first
Goghs
off,
in
why?
it. Oh my
Second off,
God.
How
Oh
does
Lord.
your dope still have 2 Van Goghs in it and they haven't been stolen yet? This is an amazing dope spot.
Listen, you got to pay your people right.
And he also references
As he said, yeah.
the Sylvester Stallone line, "Bag a chicken like Sylvester Stallone." That's actually a callback to the first joint where Benny and J. Cole, where he's like catching chickens like Rocky. And man, that's I feel like that reference will forever be used in every dope song, "Catching Chickens like Rocky," because that's certainly a great bar. Yeah, man, this is probably one of my favorite joints on the album, top 3 easily. That goes to the next song called "Bust a Brick Nick."
So I can't curve her. Before a bullet wound, it was shit that permanently hurt me. In a wheelchair, it was hard to smile on my 36th birthday. Being honest, this could be karma I probably deserve.
When you talk to yourself in the middle of the song, that's how you know it's different. Shit is different now. Like, this felt like his most Jay-esque song to me. Like, out of the whole album, this felt like the joint that Jay would have done. Yeah, man. Alchemist. He just knows what to do. Like, man.
I guess the topic that I picked out from this one was when he was talking about his shooting that he was involved in Houston, where he was shot in his leg. And to me, like, for this song, I felt you can really feel like how he felt regarding that. Like, it was some emotion there, I felt personally, because, like, imagine you are a part of like a street life and you do get shot. Generally, you don't go telling them who shot you, even if you know who it is. And like, I don't know, something about just holding that back. I don't know. I feel like it eats at you, even though like you may do retaliation or whatever have you, but I feel like you can feel like that portion of the song.
Yeah, I feel like this song was definitely a little bit more grimy. It had like more like vivid, I guess, kind of like violent lyrics, I guess, in some way.
Violent lyrics.
not necessarily violent, like gangster violent, but just like everyday experience violence. Yeah. So like blue. He said, "Blue steel knife for the jug, so don't be that life that I took." Like that type of like kind of darkness, like the fucking the baby line, the orphan baby. My streets tore me apart. My heart cold like an orphan baby. Just like shit like that is just the imagery that he was going for in this song. Kind of painted that like kind of like a melancholy picture of like the kind of pitfalls that you can get to if you are in this game, and how do you come out of those things and still be able to perform at a high level. Yeah, and maintain at a high level.
Oh, certainly. This joint, I definitely think in a couple of years we'll look back and be like, yeah, this feels like his Jay moment. Like, you have to feel like he's emulating a lot of the tonality that Jay was doing, some of the intentionality behind just how Jay was trying to sound on some of his newer projects. He didn't want to sound dated. He wanted to sound kind of like always changing up his flows, like kind of, making people guess, and then picking really dope instrumentals behind them. But yeah, this fire song, I absolutely love this one. This is the kind of falling action of the album where we go to the final track, which is the closer. The outro is titled Mr. Chow Hall.
Dropping off units, they say West is the brains, and Benny is the star. Conway the silliest with the balls. Well, I couldn't agree more, cause I'm on prime time.
Yeah, man, this was a very interesting ending to the album. First of all, the beat in and of itself is like very sit you down and talk to you. And of course Benny is going to float over whatever. But just to reference the song by Conway, I think it was called a 6:30 Tip Off, when he referenced the line that Benny had repeated. So he had said something along the lines of they say Wes is the brains and Benny's a star. Let's not forget that Conway is the silliest with the bars or something like that. He makes reference to that line here and says like, yeah, well, if they say West of the brains, Benny is a star, and Conway the silliest with the bars, well, I couldn't agree more because I'm on primetime TV, fresh off tour in Dior. And with that, something blank, it was a censored. What that blank deal was for, my shit was 10 times more, and that's no disrespect at all. The shit Conway taught me made me a boss. And these own words, that's how he planned, that's how he saw, and that's how he knew not to do that blank. Now, those two blanks are important. One, I feel like that first thing he's saying is that's how he knew not to do that 360 deal with Paul. Paul Rosenberg is like was the leader of Def Jam. And there was a lot of talks about doing deals with Griselda and kind of what their worth was in this current kind of climate in hip hop. And I think it was priceless. I think they was, you couldn't write them a big enough check for the energy that they had, kind of this new age of hip hop. But I think the first gap was the 360 deal. I think he was talking about 360 that they were getting offered to sign, and he just said no, fuck that. And now the new deal is 10 times more than that shit. And I think he's referencing the fact that Conway and Westside may have went that direction of taking the lesser deal without realizing that there was so much potential in ahead of time. But yeah, I thought that was really, really interesting because that certainly does make him the star.
Yeah, definitely do. And if that's the facts, that's a hell of a fucking flex.
That's
like,
nuts.
For real.
That's nuts.
To say that shit about your bands, like,
and they wasn't trying to. The story of Griselda was he wasn't never invited to the studio. Like he was the younger cousin. Like they never wanted him to rap. When he finally came, and he just took off like for a 10 times more higher deal and a bullet. But
right. Shit, he have to hold that bullet.
We ain't going to Houston no more. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So for this song, to me, I kind of felt that I felt the emotions of like the shooting and things in this. Like, he was talking about being in a wheelchair on his 36th birthday. You just really like being a part of the street life and then getting harmed or like getting shot or something like that. I feel like it's a tough thing to deal with because, of course, I'm not going to tell you who shot me or because they live by certain rules and certain guidelines, and whether I think that they're good or not doesn't matter. But like having to deal with that or knowing who harmed you or who shot you or retaliation, all that like that. I feel that a little bit in the song, in those parts where he talks about being shot and being in a hospital and not really wanting to cooperate with the police and things. But
yeah.
But overall, yeah, I like the song, the beat, and the flow of it. It's good.
Yeah.
You definitely gave me something to think about with that deal situation. I have to look into that because if that is the case, then this kind of like changes the whole my whole, I guess, view of the last song, because I kind of just took it as like what Sacoya was said, just like him just like
getting shit off his chest,
yeah. And then just like reminiscing about what some of the worst things were in this final like culmination of this 4 year, what is it, like 4 or 5 year project of TANA Talks. So it's like if he's also going that route that you're discussing, it just kind of makes me think of how much of his shit he's actually getting off in like the earlier parts of the song. So I'll have to revisit that too. But
Mr. Chow Hall.
Definitely gives me something. Yeah. Sit down and eat this.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Chew on this.
Yeah, certainly. I thoroughly enjoy this album. We usually, for our album reviews, have a rating scale, and that rating scale is this. And we will give our individual rating scales, and at the end we'll tally all of those and then make an overall rating for the album TANA Talk 4 by Benny the Butcher. And for me, Mike on the Mic, I'm going to give this album a solid 8.5. Now, it wasn't my favorite Benny the Butcher project, but there were some sparks flying, if you know what I'm saying. I thought that was funny. All right. No, but seriously, on a serious note, No, it was seriously a good collection of songs. I don't think I skipped any. I don't think even the one that I didn't like the most, that bubblegum joint, I didn't skip it. I still listened to it and it made sense in the overall kind of framework of the album. Great production, Derringer, Alchemist, insane. All the features, Stove God Cooks, like, it's incredible, and I think that this is just kind of one of those transitionary albums. Even though he treated it like a full-length kind of endeavor, I think this is just one of the transitionary albums before he gets to kind of his next big thing, and I'm super, super excited to see what that has on it, because, good Lord, these bars are here. Imagine what the next one's going to be. So, yeah, solid 8.5 for me. Yeah, that's what I think.
I'll give it an 8. I think that I definitely enjoyed the features. Features were probably the best part of the album for me, outside of the lyrical content. I think I wanted more like variability in the beats, like kind of the structure of the sounds that he was going for. I don't know, maybe it may work for some people, I just kind of wanted more. A little bit more variation. But overall, still a banger. Like I said, features were there, lyrics were there. Definitely give you, things to think about, the metaphors and the symbolism that he uses and the imagery that he paints. And the way that he's able to bounce off of, the different artists that he chooses to put on his album. A lot of people don't take the time to really pick their features well. A lot of people pick their features based off of, clout and shit like that. But he picked, you can tell he picked those features based off of people that he will actually mesh with on the song. So
definitely
appreciate that. Solid 8.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and give this an 8 also. For me, I think this album was good, but I could tell that it wasn't like that album. Like, I could tell that it was an album that he wanted to get out to his fans, the ones who like love this style of Benny the Butcher, which is what he's known for. So I don't say it was something missing, but as far as content wise, I'm just looking for like something a little bit more like, yeah, I like drug dealing lines as much as the rest of us, captions, all of that. I'm here for it. But I want to see something that's, some summertime stuff or something. I think that's...
Yeah. He has that versatility for sure.
Yeah, he does.
He definitely has that. We'll probably see it soon.
Yeah.
So we have an 8, an 8, and an 8.5, and our total rating overall is this. And don't be in the comments asking me about why we always got to give good ratings to the albums. We pick great albums to review, and you should listen to them yourself if you haven't. And if you have, you already know how good these albums are, so you will probably give it something high as that as well. So
and if you watch the show, you know that I'm not scared to give bad.
Oh my god!
Yeah, well, I don't think we're shy about that. Like giving a shot, like a low review. Like if I think it was trash.
And to be fair, we can be open about this. If you are in the viewers right now, you are watching this video and you have a bad album that you think went under the radar, that you think that you want some real expert level reviewers to go through and sit with, let us know in the DM or in the comments. Hit us up and we might review that album on this here podcast. You never know. You never know.
Shoot your shot.
Only way you'll know, man.
Yeah.
This is the Vibe Persuader Podcast, and I go by the name of Mike on the Mic.
And it is your girl, Sacoya.
And that guy, Monte.
And we're out of here. Peace.